Yo, what's good? Pars X up in this bitch. And shout out this nigga Alex Way. He gonna talk about Gen Z knows politics is a scam. As you can clearly see, I liked it, so I pre-watched it. But there's a lot of opinions on it that I really want to talk about. So let's get into the fucking video.
To talk about politics because it's always seemed like a toxic mess to me. Left versus right, red versus blue.
Okay, I just want to say Alex Way. I watched his video before. I love the way how he's talk. He's very in this video. I like the tone of his voice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just a bunch of people yelling at each other online while nothing truly changes. But
True.
lately, I don't know about you, but it feels like politics has invaded every part of our lives.
Thank you, bro. And nobody knows how to be unless they're discussing politics, and their social bubble is dictated by their politics. I want you to understand that most people's entire inner circle, their entire philosophy, their entire life is dictated on the support of someone else. They are externalizing who they are, which is they're projecting who they are to someone who they think they are projecting who they are to someone who they think they can be like. No, they are projecting who they are to someone who they think is just like them. But they don't know these people. MAGA people, you don't know Trump. You only seen him from social media of how he was in the movies in Hollywood, but you don't know the politician Trump. Now look what's going on now. This is why I learned to never support a nigga. I'm not going to support you, nigga, until you support me. But niggas don't do that now. They just want to, hey, did you vote for this? Oh, I'm breaking up with you. Did you? Like, bro, what? Bro, what? You think these niggas in that White House give a fuck about you? They don't even know you. And if they know you, they only know you by a fucking social security number. But people want to go around and talk about how politics, bro. Nigga, back then, nigga, nobody gave a fuck about politics, nigga. They only cared about what was going on around them, nigga. And how they can better themselves. Now niggas want to externalize their existence to across the whole fucking world, nigga. Fuck the other side of the world, nigga. Don't you niggas love little kids? Like, bro.
Literally can't scroll through social media or watch the news nowadays without feeling like the world's on fire.
Because that's the media propaganda. The media wants you to feel that way. They want you to feel, they want to keep you in the state of flight or fight. That reptilian mindset. That's why I don't watch the news. The only person I watch for news is Asmongold. Shout out that nigga, because he don't give a fuck. Like, no matter what that nigga Asmon say, he don't give a fuck. That nigga don't care. He just saying that shit because you care. And he wants you to watch him. And he says that shit all the time. So I can respect that nigga. So the information that he's going to give is unbiased because he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to watch these niggas who are paid billions and millions of dollars for a fucking talking point. You know what I'm saying? And if I ever involve myself with politics, I won't involve myself in purely politics. I won't, because it's like talking to a fucking wall. But I'm going to talk about it based off the metaphysicality based off the consequences that is happening in the astral plane. That's my side of politics. That's my side of it. So that's why I pay attention to it, man.
And suddenly, all this stuff that we used to ignore, it kind of starts to feel personal, because it is personal. And let me explain. Have you ever noticed that the people making the biggest decisions about our future won't even be around to live in it? I think that's absolutely insane. And you
notice how all these old niggas that are in power want to eliminate the common old people with vaccines, horrible Medicare, horrible hospital bills. Are y'all seeing this shit? This is why I don't give a fuck about my elders. Like, I care about my elders, y'all, but I don't care about them elders, nigga. Old ass nigga, wrinkly ass nigga, born in fucking segregation ass nigga. You gonna tell me how I should live my life, nigga? Fuck you. You old nigga, die, bro. Why won't these old niggas just die, bro? Just kill these old ass niggas, bro. Because, not kill these niggas, that's political violence. But what I'm saying is that, bro, these niggas are old as hell, 70, 80, talking and telling me how I should live my life. These niggas don't know how to work a computer, bro. I want to understand, they still operating on a fucking paper database. They're still using paper in 2025. So, bro, get these old ass crotons out my fucking government, bro.
Probably do too. What's the average age of Congress right now? Probably around 60. The people running for president are becoming older and older over the years, pushing 80. And there's nothing inherently wrong with old people. But at the same time, these are the same people who didn't grow up with internet, can't open a PDF, who have trouble with email. And yet they're the ones deciding the policies that will shape our jobs, our housing, our economy, and the rest of our lives. While they sell off into the sunset, and their kids breeze through life easily with the money and power handed down to them. But what about the rest of us? Meanwhile, Gen Z is sitting here wondering how in the world we're supposed to start a family when rent takes up half the paycheck, a Big Mac costs $13, healthcare is a luxury, and we're drowning in debt before a chance we even get to begin. For example, I was talking to one of my friends recently. He's planning to go to med school, become a doctor eventually, and he was tweaking out about the big beautiful bill because apparently it takes away the ability to get a government loan or something. I'm not sure about the specifics, but the point is that a lot of these things nowadays, since it seems like the government is genuinely getting more aggressive in implementing policies, a lot of these things are going to directly impact our lives. I've heard of other people potentially losing health care as a result of the budget cuts, at the same time that they're increasing the military spending year after year. So this isn't just some generational complaint, it's really a design flaw, because while the old guard hoards power for themselves, it's us, the younger generations, who inherit the consequences of their decisions. What I've personally noticed, and maybe you have too, is that Gen Z is becoming entirely disillusioned with the whole system. A lot of us just want to see it all burn, feeling like we don't have much to live for.
I don't want to see it burn, but I want it to be subjugated by the same powers it subjugate us as. I want to hold a mirror upon these people and let them profess my power when it's in essence their power. Their corrupt power, their evil power, their unrighteousness, their sin. I'm holding up a mirror and you say you are me. No, I say this is you. Now how it feels. Tell me how it feels. How does it feel now? Oh, it hurts. I'm in pain. I'm dying. Well, guess what? That's how I feel. Now you know. Change. Oh, you don't want to change? Let it get worse. Let it get worse. Because I want to see you have a great life. But you want to see me in chains. You don't want to see me live. You want to see me in eternal torment. So let me up the stakes upon you. You hurt me, let me hurt you. You say you don't care about my pain. Let me not care about your pain. You say you don't care about me at all. So let me say it to you. I'm not being evil. This is you. And you say that I'm wrong for dishing out the same dish you give me to protect myself? This is the moral. These are the moralistic semantics that they play. They say to be a good person. I don't want to be a good person. They say to be a patriot. I don't want to be a patriot. I don't care about none of these labels. Because every label they use to define us, they don't use. Because they don't want to be classified as nothing. Because in their classification, there's a reprimand. There's a consequence. There's a way to be that they don't object to. Because they are above it all. So I'm above it all. Let's start on the same plane. Let's start over. And we'll see who wins. But they don't want to do that. Because they know their time is up. Their crimes are showing. You telling me all these old people who don't know how to use a computer, but they know how to store information? You want to know why they can? Because they're not using the internet. They're not using technology because all of this shit would be easily found if it was online.
It's not just a left versus right thing anymore. A lot of us don't feel represented at all by the people who are supposed to represent us. We scroll past all these headlines about new bills and budget proposals, filibusters and reconciliation or whatever, but it's hard to care at all when it all feels rigged. The same problems keep getting worse no matter who's in charge. Wages are stagnant, endless wars in the Middle East, housing costs and inflation rising, debt and deficit going insane, our infrastructure crumbling while our healthcare system screwing people over. And every election honestly just feels like choosing which flavor of disappointment you want to swallow this time. It's literally like that South Park episode where it's douche versus turd every single time. But the thing is that ordinary people actually have more in common than you might think. We act like the biggest divide is between Democrat and Republican, left and right, but the truth is that it's all a distraction, because the real divide, it's between the people who benefit from this current political system and the rest of us who are just trying to survive in it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Maybe I'm going a little bit hard. I hope I can still make some money off this video and not be too controversial. But one of the biggest truths that we need to wake up to is that our country is totally corrupted. And by the way, I'm assuming that you're from America if you're watching this. If you're not, then I still hope you can learn something interesting about what's going on in our country. But simply put, we have lost our sovereignty. Our government does not represent the people anymore. Because right now, there are two external forces controlling the government. Two forces that make every politician a puppet, no matter what they say on stage, no matter what side they choose. And those two things are globalist corporations and foreign governments.
Like, bro.
In case you don't know.
Like, why these niggas in our government, bro? Like, why, bro? Like, dude, like, I don't have no explanation on this shit because it's so obvious. But this is why we need to be free of money. We need to be free of, if you're not able to generate, if as a nation, if you're not able to generate a proportionate amount that's congruent to your physical cash that you produce, you're not a country. Because I think in order to be free from all of this shit, we need to go to digital currency. We need to go to Bitcoin. We need to go to something so what these old ass niggas cannot access it. Or it's too late for them to. Because these old niggas got all this money. And all that money translates to power. But what happens when your money becomes useless? What means will you use to secure your interests now?
Corporate lobbying is literally just legalized bribery in the name of freedom and capitalism or whatever. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's not a theory, it's just how the system works. Big pharma, insurance companies, fossil fuel giants, they spend billions of dollars each year to make sure laws get passed that protect their own profits, even if it hurts you. Because these corporations, they don't care about America. They don't care about you as a person. They don't care about this country either because these corporations are multinational. So they would happily support something that goes against the interests of America itself. They're not America first. They're profit first. Take healthcare, for example. Every other developed nation in the Western world has some form of a universal healthcare system, but we don't. America doesn't. The reason is not the bullshit that they feed you about, oh, we can't pay for it. It's because health insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies pay politicians to keep it that way. They donate millions and millions of dollars into the campaigns of politicians on both sides. They wine and dine all the senators, congressmen, everyone in power. And when these politicians get into power, they support legislation that doesn't regulate these rogue companies in the name of capitalism and laissez-faire free markets and all that. In return, we get a system where literally an ambulance ride can leave you bankrupt. Again, that doesn't help you as a person, that doesn't help America as a country. The US overall pays more for prescription drugs than any other country in the world. A very basic example is insulin. It's a life-saving drug, I think, for people who have diabetes, and that can cost hundreds of dollars in the US, while it's around $30.
I ain't gonna lie. As a kid growing up with diabetes, I never took insulin. And And that shit gone. My diabetes gone. I want you to understand there. You don't need like, bro, just like, bro, like, nigga, I had diabetes, nigga. I had diabetes 1, but I was at risk for diabetes 2, nigga. I played sports one summer and that shit was gone.
Dollars in Canada. Again, why is that allowed? Because the pharmaceutical industry spends hundreds of millions of dollars every campaign cycle lobbying politicians. Both pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, as well as health insurance companies like United Health. They all have direct lines to our politicians, controlling them, telling what to do. Because if you don't, we're not going to fund your next campaign. In fact, we're going to fund your challenger to overtake you. And again, these aren't conspiracies, these are literally public records. There are certain websites where you can go on them and search for how much each politician has taken from a specific industry. And at the end of the day, that's why America First reform never happens. Universal healthcare never happens. Because it's not profitable for these rogue companies. And these companies don't care about you, they don't even care about America itself. They only care about their own profits. It's gotten so bad that nowadays you've even seen people taking things into their own hands. And obviously something like that is horrible in and of itself, but it's also the logical endpoint of a society that doesn't represent its people. Another example of corporate interests being against America First policies is in our infrastructure. You look at our biggest rival, China. We're supposed to compete with them. We're supposed to be the world superpower. But at least on this issue of infrastructure, we're falling behind at a scary pace. China's had high-speed rail for at least 15-20 years. Magnetic train tracks and shit. Boats that get taken on elevators.
Nigga, when I was growing up, nigga, my grandma, shout out my grandma. My grandma Carol. We would ride the bus with our grandma. My grandma always, the bus was boring, but my grandma will always make it fun. And when I was growing up, nigga, I always thought that America would have, like, fuck cars. I hate cars, nigga. I love public transport. Like, I love being poor, nigga. I love living poor, nigga. I love living poor, nigga. Because it is so convenient when you really think about it. Like, for example, nigga, a car, nigga. Not only do you have to buy the car, you have to get car insurance. Okay, not only do you have to get a house, you gotta get house insurance, flood insurance. What else do you gotta get insurance for? Everything, nigga. And that's an exponential cost, nigga, because who knows what might happen. But with public transportation, nigga, you get that nigga $1 and you can go wherever you want. Why do we gotta have cars everywhere, nigga? I want to ride the bus to work, nigga. I want to ride the bus to everywhere. For matter of fact, I want to walk everywhere, nigga. I don't want a car. And I don't even want a house. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is just too expensive to maintain. That's the part. It's maintenance. They make it easy for you to get it, but they fucking up the cost on maintenance. Why is that? I had a dream that we was going to have sonic railroads everywhere, nigga. Not an actual dream, but I've always wanted that shit, nigga. Cause why not, bro? Like, bro, you acting like we are, like, I could understand cars if you in Nevada or you in the open ass wasteland or some shit. But in Texas, nigga, and like buses should be everywhere, bro. Not overcrowded, but at the same time, bro, we should have something, bro. We need to have something, bro.
Go over mountains. Entire cities built on top of each other. Insane drone technology.
But thing is, though, I don't want to be overcrowded like this. Like this.
And this solid technology. And shit. Boats that get taken on elevators and go over mountains. Entire cities.
I do not want to live anywhere like this. It's no peace and quiet. Like, I want to live somewhere like this, but I don't want it to be to the point where it's so overcrowded that I can't get any peace and quiet. I can't feel nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the best of both worlds, bro. I want to be in nature, feel nature, love nature, but at the same time, I have the ability to commute wherever I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just way too fucking much. It's way too much.
built on top of each other, insane drone technology. And this is all at the same time that we're stuck with potholes in the roads that take years to fix, crazy delays when we want to take public transportation like buses and trains, and like the New York City subway, for example. New York is supposed to be probably considered the crown jewel of America. I used to live around there, and every time I would go on the subway, there'd be rats and people pissing on the trains. And the reason why we don't have amazing infrastructure in America, we don't have something as simple as high-speed rail, is for one, because our money is being diverted into other priorities, which I'll get into in a bit, but also because car companies, airlines, and even oil lobbyists, they fight tooth and nail to block any progress in public transportation, like trains and buses. Because if those were more popular, then the people who sell cars, planes, and gas...
Like, bro, I be taking walks, nigga. I want y'all to understand, nigga, as a kid, nigga, I come from a homeless shelter, nigga. So I know, nigga, I was riding buses in the middle school. Why the fuck do these buses still look the same? Why do they still look the same? They go the same amount of speed. They go the same amount of route. They have the same amount of toxic fumes at the back. Why do these buses look the same? Why do these bus stops look the same? No safety, nothing. You can look through it. Like, bro, what? Bro, what? I love public transportation. That's all a nigga took. Now all of a sudden the buses are garbage to be on. Nigga, sleep, bus safety? Nigga, if you are a homeless person, get off the bus. People need to use it. But nope. Shit sad, nigga talking about Texas is a red state. Nigga, I feel like a blue state, nigga. I feel like a blue state.
Would make less money. So they do the same thing. They donate money to politicians. In return, politicians will block a bill or some proposal saying that we should build a high-speed rail in our state. And that's the end of that. They don't want you taking a fast train from LA to San Francisco in 3 hours. They want you paying $400 for a plane ticket or $70 to fill up on gas. Again, corporate money controls our politicians. They're compromised. They're not representing the interest of the people. The other big issue in our government, and possibly even crazier, is just foreign influence. And I might get in trouble for saying this, but it's true. At least right now.
How can you get in trouble for saying anything? Nigger, 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 cracker, 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 cracker. Like, bro, wait.
There are two elephants in the room. One of them is Israel. Our government sends Israel billions of dollars in foreign aid every single year. I think the number is like 3.8 billion.
Wait, why do we gotta pay these niggas if we save these niggas? Bro, what? If we saved you niggas from World War II and Hitler, nigga, why the fuck are we paying you? Bro. But Africa can't get anything? This is what I be saying, bro. This is what I be talking about, bro. It has to be something going on, nigga. Black people can't get nothing, nigga, but Israel can?
Apparently. But the point is that your tax dollars, money that could be going to affordable housing, education.
And I know why America needs Israel. We need them to funnel our oil for us. We need a way.
Fixing our streets. All that money is going towards funding another country. Not only their military, but also their healthcare system. Israel has universal healthcare on our dime. We give money to a country that has universal healthcare while we don't. No amount of propaganda is going to change the fact that that's actually insane. And as you might know, that's because groups like AIPAC, I'm just going to put it this way, spend massive amounts of money interfering in American elections. I don't want to hear all that nonsense about Russia interfering in our elections in 2016 to help Trump win or all of that bullshit, you know. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but what we know 100% is that Israel has been interfering in every single one of our elections in recent years. They endorse candidates, fund campaigns, run attack ads against anyone who criticizes pro-Israel policy. In fact, Miriam Adelson and other wealthy pro-Israel special interests and even individuals apparently gave Trump over $230 million alone. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars on elections overall. And isn't it a coincidence that Trump nowadays is attacking Thomas Massie? If you don't know, Thomas Massey just so happens to be the only Republican politician in the entire country who doesn't take money from AIPAC and doesn't always support giving Israel more money, more weapons, and wanting to fight their wars. And speaking of that, do you really think it's a coincidence that we've gone to war with every single one of Israel's enemies in the Middle East? Do you think that's a coincidence? We invaded Afghanistan, we invaded Iraq, we bombed Syria, we bombed Yemen. The Iran situation is by no means over if you actually take a closer look at the strategic objectives of each country. Think about all the American lives and dollars spent just to serve foreign interests. We literally just spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the operation to bomb Iran. Apparently the nuclear facilities haven't even been destroyed, and now that only incentivizes them to actually try to build a nuke, and the cycle repeats itself. Israel, and eventually us, is gonna have to go in again. If you really think the Iran thing is over, then why is there a proposed bill right now called the Bunker Buster Bill to send our most advanced planes and weaponry to Israel for free whenever they want it? Not even to speak of that they're a country that's currently doing certain very bad things to a certain population in the Middle East. If that's not insane enough, why are there now laws trying to criminalize criticism of Israel, a foreign country? Let that sink in. You can trash the US government all you want as an American citizen. You can even make a living off of it, as many political commentators do. It's a whole industry. But now there's a certain overseas foreign government that if you happen to criticize them, you're suddenly called anti-Semitic and you might have your citizenship revoked. That's not free speech, that's not democracy, that's not sovereignty. Sometimes it feels like we're not even a sovereign nation anymore, with our politicians beholden to multinational corporations and foreign governments. And speaking of foreign governments, I'm not saying this just to single out Israel as well. Another perfect example is Ukraine. Since their war with Russia began, the US has sent over $175 billion in aid to Ukraine. Military, economic, humanitarian, whatever flowery rhetoric you want to package it in. And it's not that we support Russia, that we don't care about Ukrainian civilians, but most Americans are struggling to afford groceries. There's literally people financing groceries in payments of 4. There are homeless veterans in the country. There are people going bankrupt because they can't afford medical bills. But somehow there's always just unlimited money for foreign conflicts, none for domestic relief. And in fact, at least based on what I've seen on the news, it seems like they're actually going to cut a lot of social safety programs for ordinary people. So the point I want to make is that it doesn't matter if you're left or right, Democrat or Republican. Don't ever let these politicians and talking heads in the media gaslight you into thinking that as an American, you can't not want to support Ukraine or Israel, because then you would be supporting Russia and supporting Iran, and those are so-called enemies. No, they're not the enemy of the people, because you know who's the true enemy of the people? Any politician who puts the interest of any foreign country over the well-being of American citizens is a traitor, straight up.
And I'm not gonna go through all this entire video because I fucking read it, but this was watched it already. But this is a great fucking video, bro. And the fact that we have politicians in our government that don't want to fucking serve us, bro. That's the thing is, nigga, you serve us, bro. And with this Epstein shit that's coming out, bro, these niggas has to be in on it, bro. They has to be in on they has to be in the club, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is fucking ridiculous. This is a great fucking video, bro. And I believe this shit wholeheartedly, man. Politics is a fucking scam. Shout out my boy here who made this fucking video. Party out, man.